The world had always seemed half awake to Elara. She lived in a small stone house on the edge of a forgotten forest where the air shimmered at dusk, as if light itself hesitated before crossing into the trees. Her neighbors whispered that the woods were enchanted, the kind of superstition she once laughed at. But on quiet evenings, when fog curled like breath over the earth, she sometimes felt another presence. Not threatening. Simply aware. It began with the dreams. Each night, she wandered through endless halls of pale light, corridors of mist that shifted like silk. There was always a figure in the distance, tall, radiant, and silent. When she reached out, the air trembled and her body would wake in a cold ache, her heart filled with the echo of something unfinished. Days turned hollow. The dreams returned. And then, one night, the veil tore. The sky outside her window rippled like water. She rose from her bed and stepped barefoot onto the grass. The moon hung heavy and low. Every sound, crickets, wind, the creak of her gate, seemed drawn inward toward the woods. There, between the trees, the figure waited. He was not human. His form shimmered, edges fading into translucent light, eyes filled with a depth she could not name. When he spoke, it was not with words but with resonance, a pulse that brushed her thoughts like fingers against water. "You heard me." Elara's breath caught. She did not know how to answer, yet he understood her fear and gentled it. She felt a warmth ripple through the air, a promise that she was safe. Night after night, she returned. Each meeting bled between dream and waking. She learned that his name was Kale, though names, he said, had no meaning in his world. He spoke of a realm beyond time, where light carried memory, and emotion itself shaped the sky. He was bound to that place, unable to cross, yet drawn to her, because her dreams opened a passage no one had ever breached. The more they met, the thinner the world between them became. Colors deepened, shadows hummed. Elara felt her pulse sync with the rhythm of another existence. But she also felt something else, a slow unraveling, as if her soul stretched toward him while her body remained behind. When dawn came, she would touch her skin and feel cold. Part 2, The Luminous Between. Time began to lose meaning for Elara. Days passed like faint ripples, her body moving through routine while her mind lingered in the other realm. At night, she no longer dreamed, she traveled. The forest had become her threshold. When she crossed the clearing, the air shimmered as though aware of her. She would close her eyes, and the world would dissolve into radiance. Sometimes she fell weightless through silence, other times, she stepped onto an endless plane of light that glowed beneath her feet. There, Kale waited, not a man, not a spirit, but something eternal. He showed her fragments of his realm, floating rivers of memory, mountains woven from sound, skies alive with emotion. Everything pulsed with sentience. And yet, beneath its beauty, she sensed a loneliness so vast it chilled her. Kale confessed that his kind were bound to this plane, neither living nor dead, merely existing between. He had once been human, long ago, before his soul was drawn into the luminous current that fed his world. He could never return, yet he had not forgotten what it meant to feel. When he first found Elara's mind reaching through the veil, he had only meant to observe her. But her thoughts were different, raw, alive, carrying warmth he had long forgotten. Against every law of his realm, he reached back. Now, the boundary between them was thinning. Each time they met, Elara stayed longer. The more she saw, the more she felt herself fading, not dying, but shedding. Her heartbeat slowed in her waking life, her reflection grew paler. She began to hear echoes even in daylight, whispers that called her name in Kale's voice. One evening, a storm swept through the forest. Lightning tore the sky, illuminating the trees in white fire. Elara felt the call stronger than ever before, urgent, desperate. She ran barefoot through the rain, her nightdress clinging to her skin, until she reached the clearing. There, the world split open. A whirl of silver light expanded before her, a wound in reality itself. Kale stood on the other side, his shape flickering like a candle in the wind. His presence flooded her mind, sorrow, longing, fear. You cannot come, he warned. If you cross, you will not return. But Alara had already stepped forward. The pull was unbearable, like gravity made of love. Every cell in her body ached to reach him. She saw in his eyes the reflection of herself, luminous, dissolving. Then, for the first time, he reached out physically. His hand, made of light, brushed her cheek. The contact burned like ice and sun at once. She felt her body vanish.